It was a whole week ago that we wrapped up our one shot that turned into 5 episodes. It was going to be 3. It turned into 5.
It's a 5 shot.
This was my first time actually DMing for all of you guys. So what did you think? How did it go? Did you like the adventure?
I quit. No, I'm just kidding. No, I had a blast. I honestly did. I think the mysteriousness of it was a lot of fun. It was good descriptors, and characters were a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I could picture each of the characters. Not because I don't think we didn't have art. I don't know if we did or not. Oh, I just didn't pay attention to the art. But I could picture in my brain what Pyra looks like. Pyra looks like. And so that was a lot of fun. It was just cool to interact with each of those characters, and each of them had like a significance almost. And that was really fun.
I enjoyed a lot of your NPCs' voices were really good. They were a lot of fun.
I really liked when you called the staff meeting.
Yeah.
I think it was in episode 5 when we had a staff meeting in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was so fun. Also really hard, but really fun.
Yeah, well, I came up with that idea because I just got done with the staff meeting that Tuesday, I think, is when before we recorded that Tuesday. And I was just thinking, how funny would it be to have a staff meeting
in the game,
like in D&D? Like I just think that's the funniest thing to my brain. And so I was like, well, that's what he would do, to be like, all right, make sure we're all on the same page. And then I just ran it as my boss did. So I was just like, yeah, okay, is there any notes? And then I went through each character and I skipped over somebody on purpose, which was really funny and things like that. So yeah.
Oh man. Actually, I remember in that one, I had the arcane sickness or whatever, and I picked a random. You had to pick a random inanimate object, and you had to speak for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was always like, I was like, I'll check with the frying pans, and like I speak for the frying pans, and we say yes. Like that's why it was always like,
that's so funny.
Those
in Jared's brain was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it happen. Like Jared was like, I don't want to deal with it.
So mine for that last one was you walk into a room and you forget what you're doing, where you are.
I had nothing happen to me, and so I like saved perfectly. And so I was just there, and I was just like running the step. And I feel like, honestly, our staff meetings probably go the same. Like at some point in time, I feel like it's just the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad throwing the Arcanium sickness on you guys, but
That's great.
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. It kind of made me just stop to think like, how in the world do I do this? But I don't know. It's a fun challenge.
You guys had like such great characters that already had such wonderfully developed personalities. I felt bad throwing like something else into the mix that you had to manage. But I did initially I was just doing the Arcanium sickness at random, and then I kind of tried to match it up with something that would be kind of funny, like particularly for your character. Like it would be so Alan for him just to forget what room
Exactly.
he's in.
I mean, it wasn't, he already did that to start with, so the sickness really did.
It was just amplifying his own normal neuroses.
That was great.
The other one I had, if you didn't pick up on it, was the when I was like, who keeps farting?
Yeah.
It was because Gordon was farting but didn't know he was farting constantly. And so he was but he always thought it was someone else doing it. So
Mine was repeated behavior was my first one, and so I kept on touching what's his name, the little guy,
Java.
Yeah, Java. I was like, you're a hero, you're a hero, and then he just latched onto that, and I was like, oh, this is gonna end up bad for me in the future.
I love that Java became almost like, hey, I'm the hero here, It's so good.
So
Yeah,
it's like at the end, I thought that was his sickness, but I think it's just his character.
Yeah.
So.
It's like the sometimes where you're like, yeah, you want to encourage people, but sometimes people take it too far, and they're like, it's like, whoa, I wasn't trying to encourage you that much.
No, he needed one little thing to get him going, and then he was like, yeah, I can do great things, guys. I'm not limited. It was fun. Yeah, I had to, I didn't even, when I started this campaign and was planning it, I was inspired by the 1980s movie The Thing. So I don't know if any of you guys, I don't think any of you guys caught on, but I had to do some stuff to kind of mix it up and make it like more functional, for gameplay and stuff. And at first I was like, how am I going to let someone know because I decided the players are going to have the option to be able to be taken over.
Yeah.
Not the option, you don't really get a choice.
Yeah.
But when you get a not one, you have no choice.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna mention that, but finish what you're gonna say.
Yeah, so for the mechanic, I was like, if I just straight up start messaging somebody, it's going to be really obvious. So I had to come up with like a reason of why you guys would be sending me private roles and why we'd be doing messaging anyways. So that's where the Arcanium Sickness came in, because it wasn't even going to be a part of the campaign, and it was just a cover for ultimately when you were going to get taken over by this kind of body snatching creature. And the rules of the body snatching were you had to roll below a 10 on your constitution save, and you had to be alone, because I wasn't going to make it a situation where someone would witness you getting taken over, because I really wanted it to turn into an Among Us situation where you were just like, who? But that
it definitely turned to that.
And that at some point, so I rolled a natural 1 for the audience. I think at some point you'll see it, but I'm known for that. Like in D&D, my 10 years of playing, I always roll nat ones in the worst possible time. And so I was rolling. It was funny because when I was bad, I was rolling really good. And
when you became evil, you went so evil so fast.
I was like, oh, I love this. I love this idea of like, and I was like, so he's a mastermind rogue. So he was like, oh, strategically, this will make sense. And like my brain was like, okay, how do I, because I also DM in my like other games and stuff. So I love playing the bad guy. I love being the like NPCs. And so I was like, oh, this is my turn to like just kind of go ham on these two guys. And Kippo's played in my campaigns before, so it's actually super fun.
Yeah.
But I was like, ooh, what can I do to Brad too? And so I think you messaged me and you were like, okay, your objective is to get everybody alone. And so we had that staff meeting, and I was like, well, what would make sense for everybody in this scenario? And I think the thing that would make sense is like, oh, we're gonna come around with the dog and like check everybody out, because I had that idea earlier and I said it, and then everybody was like kind of giving me weird looks because they're like, well, we're a party, but it's like, oh, I don't want a meta game. I felt like I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on that. What was your guys' thoughts?
I was kind of like, all right, that's weird, because I felt like we had somewhat of a plan of what we were going to do next, and then it was like, well, let's everybody go to their own things and stuff, and I was like, okay. And then, but the moment that I knew something was really up, and I was like, something's happened, is whenever I opened the window,
and then
you climb up, you close it, and you were just staring at me as you did it, and I was like, that's not normal.
Also channeled Alan too much. I don't remember that happening.
Well, yeah, what happened was like, oh, the alien was like, I think that's its greatest fear. Is like, oh, okay, cold getting in. Yeah. And so I think it would instinctively just do that. Yeah. Sorry for snapping. Instinctively doing that.
So the meta behind it was the cold slows down the alien, and if it's out in the cold for too long, it completely incapacitates it. Yeah. So that's why you didn't get all of the people from the other base coming to you, because the dogs were gone. They wouldn't be able to get there fast enough. Yeah. The one wizard who chased the dogs had the fly spell. And so he was able to get there faster. Yeah. He was able to keep up with the dog and get there before he froze. And I think the general characters would have had some knowledge that there's another base and stuff. And he was basically just chasing the dog, though, to stalk her. So that's kind of how the first alien arrived at your base, was because of that spell. But that's also why he was really easy to defeat, because he had been out in the cold and was weakened, and had also there'd even a whole battle going on at the other base with like acid and all that kind of stuff.
So somebody else was okay. That's right, because we got the
at the time,
because we got the little basically CD, whatever it is, the little
Lotus, the holocoaster.
Yeah, that was saying like, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, when you eventually got that little tidbit of knowledge, but
where we got the order to blow up the other base.
Yes, they did say you have to destroy it. They didn't give you a lot of other options and we didn't end up having time to figure out how to save them. I would have been
just like,
this would have not been a mini series. But you turned so fast because I sent you the info about like, hey, your character's been changed, and immediately I remember you said something about like we shouldn't go anywhere alone.
Yeah.
And I thought you were metagaming to warn them, like,
No.
to stick together, but you were really trying to get them to come alone with you.
Yes, exactly.
And so after, when you, like, totally went
And I
and
was
to, like,
like,
murder
I
Alan.
went- yeah, well, I don't know if you cut that or not, and cut this.
I
but
caught nothing.
You cut
Until
nothing.
you were
Okay.
on top of me when I was waking up. Because I think my jaw dropped when
Yeah,
you're like, I did, 40 something hit
40
points of
something.
damage. And so my first thought was like, did you like had something else going on and you were, because
Bo.
Bo
Mhm.
was with you.
Right.
I was like, oh, maybe you like had something happen to you and you just did this big like explosive spell.
No.
And so I took
Yeah,
some
yeah,
like
yeah.
damage from that, but no, you were
No.
I saw it happening and I was like, oh no. But I was like, there's nothing like
yeah,
my
exactly.
character is not there.
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
not
do
there.
it. Nope.
Yeah.
Literally the
Yep.
worst person is a rogue mastermind, person to be taken over. The smart, he has
Yeah.
like a 17, intelligence
Right.
and things like
Yeah.
that. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, there's no limit. And then you said that, hey, this is your stats, which is great because I literally almost assassinated you. Like,
Yes.
full out.
Yeah.
I was going to do all non-lethal and then just take over your body then.
Right.
But it was knowing that my character
Crazy.
wasn't. I think a little bit was like Jared almost leaned into it of like, oh, they don't listen to me anyway.
Mm.
Like, and I think that is a little bit of like why at first he was that, and he was like, oh, okay, like, hey, you guys are gonna listen to me, and like it's almost like manipulating his brain of like, hey, this is what. Oh, they don't listen to you. Just take over that, take over them and things like
Yeah.
that.
Like,
Then
they'll be safer if I control them.
exactly. Everybody will listen to you if you're the one. If
If you're the
everybody
puppet
is-
master.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of where I was at with him. And then I think he went super, of like, because another thing is like 2v1ing a rogue is easy as can be.
Mhm.
The rogue is only deadly when they have stealth on their side. And so the second I didn't have stealth, it was kind of all over for me. But that initial, I was really happy. I know people could hear me smile through the
Okay.
microphone.
Absolutely love Java.
Well, what's the axe situation when they're breaking down the door? In
Oh, in The Shining?
yeah, in the Shining. That's what I was chanting. Yeah, and I gave Salone a look, and she was like, "Whoa!" Yeah. You crossed the table. That was
So
really
funny.
Yeah.
That's great. You're getting a weird echo.
I'm hearing, is it your water bottle?
Maybe I'll move it.
Yeah, you know that like when you hit a pitch and whatever that just made for that. Yeah.
There was a Mastermind Rogue feature that I wanted to use. Oh, is this still doing it?
Yeah. It's you hit a certain note.
Ooh, where is it? Is it in here? Mastermind Rogue. Oh, there it is. Oh, is it over here? Oh, Mastermind. Do it again.
I hear it.
I know.
Mastermind Rogue. Oh, it's this.
I hear it over here.
It's over here, I think.
Is it that?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Is it all of our metal
Mastermind
cups?
Rogue.
No, it's still over here.
It's a little better, I think.
Oh. Might be the middle down here.
It's
I don't
weird that
know.
we haven't noticed that before.
Never noticed it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
And you've always had that water bottle.
Yeah. I mean, it was sitting here last time.
I just don't want it to be picked up on the mic, but I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Just
That's
don't
fine.
just don't go.
Don't go.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, a Mastermind Rogue feature that I can copy their abilities, like their voices and stuff. That I would love to do at some point. But I
Yeah.
didn't get to do that. I was going to do it with, if I got a certain place, but yeah, that's one of the features that I would love to use, but I never got to.
Yeah.
Because I love the Mastermind Rogue.
And I just didn't expect you to go, like, I should have sent you the stats immediately, but I didn't think that you'd be so eager to kill the rest of
Yeah.
your teammates.
I don't get to feel fulfilled all the time, so it's fine.
And as a DM, I was like, oh no, this could be a TPK right here. Because Alan and Gordon were not engaged.
No,
in the campaign.
It was really good.
They were so fun characters, but I was like, it's gonna be real hard.
I think
to
there
put
was
this all
one
together.
point in time where you guys were texting each other and you guys were like, what do we do?
Yeah,
You guys
literally.
just like sat there for like minutes.
Well, actually, behind that, one of the things, Kippo was trying to start a chat, and it literally was not working. So that was the longest time where we're like talking, like trying to like, hey, it's not
That's
working.
what it was.
Because we were sitting there, we're like,
I was preoccupied trying to figure out what we were gonna do.
yes.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to figure, and it made me laugh because Mamir's just like, oh man, I want to know what they're trying. And we're not saying anything to each other other than, why is it not working?
Why is this chat not working? Yeah.
Wasn't anything. It wasn't anything to do
We
with.
weren't actually talking about anything.
When you guys did something, you guys just walked. And I was like, what could they have been like, do they have like a spell on them or something? And I was like, I don't like, at one point I wanted to grab all the chickens and have a chicken army, but I just couldn't roll high enough. I was like, most of our messaging, I was like, I want this. This would be the greatest thing of my life. Walk towards the kitchen and be like, you're the one that's like eating us to Ram Shield, and I couldn't do it. So.
I'm pretty sure I sent you the message roll for chickens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For chicken.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very funny.
And I love the chickens. I love the one that ended up being all creepy when you guys are just coming through the biosphere at one
Hank.
point. Mhm.
Yeah. It's funny.
Chicken fight.
You had sent me a thing before, like, hey, you should name the chickens. I was like, oh yeah, I should do that. Totally forgot about it. And then you're like, yeah, Gordon like has named the. I was like, oh shoot, Betty Sue. Yep, Betty Sue. And then I was all good thing. And then finally, I was like, Hank. There's Hank. Yep.
Hank was perfect.
Rip Hank.
R.I.P. Hank.
I'm the new Hank. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
It was really funny having Bojangles run around and just while you guys were gone, just always in windows. And I feel like at some point he had no more windows, but he's like, there's gotta be windows.
Be more windows.
It's just like that was the only order that I gave him because I was like, oh, he'll circle back around, and he never did. And I was like, dang.
He's on top of the biosphere trying to like, where are the windows? Like, I don't know how to close these.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man, that was good.
Favorite NPC though, Pyra for sure.
Oh, good. Well, you guys spent the most time with her because you took her to the other base with you and stuff. So she was really fun to play.
I'll say her and Java were very useful in the story.
Yeah.
I know.
Nar, classic Nar.
Classic Nar.
Yeah.
Just got abducted.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting though how like a lot like I was so confused whenever we got to the other base, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
The mystery. Yeah, when you guys got there. Yeah, so the listeners couldn't see it, but I had all the rooms of the base were covered up with just a graphic, so they couldn't see what was in the different rooms and stuff. And then as we opened them up, they got to find the different clues and stuff along the way, and see pictures of our acid lab and of I don't know if we got one of the ice lab with the big ice cube in it and stuff. And yeah. And of the cool blade that we came up with and stuff. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were immune to fire, so my blade didn't do extra damage, but it did extra damage to yours. So
Yeah.
that was really fun to do that. There was a point where I went full like security, like notebook out, and then had a full security thing where I was like drawing lines and stuff, not in real life but in the game. And I feel like at some point I showed Kippo, and I was like, I think the people turned into jelly.
Yeah.
And then I think, is that what happened? Because I'm a little still like, were they jelly or were they just leaving jelly behind them?
The jelly was the byproduct of the creature from the caverns getting connected with them and then like taking over and melding its own cells with their cells. So I had to leave some clues, and I didn't want it to be too gory or anything, so I had to leave some clues. And then you guys decided to eat it. which was so funny.
One of us.
Okay,
But
hold
you were
on.
also
Hold on.
under
That was literally under the
Arcane.
arcane sickness.
I know, and I
Because I was.
You wouldn't do it anyway.
I mean, I probably would have,
but not as much.
but for Gordon, it was like he can't stop eating. That's why he had all the snacks and everything, and was eating everything. And then it said even eating things that are not food. And so when I saw the job, I was like, well, he would probably be like, I'm gonna try it.
You know how you can go to the movies and you can watch the movies where they serve you food that goes along with the movie? Maybe we should create a tasting menu for our episodes.
Fireweed
Because there's
jelly,
a lot of food. There's some fireweed jelly. There's like was it jambalaya, or what did you make in the end?
Gumbo.
Gumbo.
Yeah.
So I think there is food in every episode that there's the trail snacks that you ate on the way.
I do have family recipe of gumbo, so yeah.
Nice. We could totally make a tasting menu,
absolutely.
so the listeners could snack along. That would be so funny.
Yeah. Really good though. I
You like the
enjoyed it.
mystery?
Yeah, the
So-
mystery was really good.
Actually, I do have a question.
Mhm.
Okay. Shoot, what's his name? Aggro?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So he died.
Mhm.
We put him in the shed.
And then he got turned to jelly, right?
He-
Because
Or
he
So
got vacuumed up.
So you guys didn't ever get to witness this, but when the alien cells weren't destroyed, so his body was dead, but the alien cells weren't destroyed, so they could separate out and go and they would be kind of more like a little mushroom character, they had the ability to separate from the body because it wasn't burnt in acid. So as long as it hadn't been fully destroyed in acid, it would sprout off legs and limbs and stuff. And you guys, I don't know if you witnessed it. Oh yeah. So back at Istijakul, if you had opened up the vacuum that was there, Hoover, you would have found a hand that was Agro's hand that had sprouted legs. So at some point in the battle,
We would have probably have attacked them at that point.
yeah, probably would
Yeah,
have
we
attacked
would
the
have
whole base.
locked
Yeah.
them in the basement if we found that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so that would have kind of revealed the dead body parts can still be animated and still be a threat, because it's just that these mushroom creatures are melding their DNA with yours and they're replicating your DNA, and so until the whole group is destroyed with acid, it's still functional.
so did Aggro leave, I guess, in that?
Yeah,
So
so that would have the Aggro lost his hand before he was fully taken over.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the vacuum got the hand, and then Aggro eventually was fully taken over, and he left
Yeah.
to chase the dog.
Right. But whenever he got to our shed,
Mhm.
where did he go? Because all we saw was jelly.
Yeah, so he took over Nar.
Took over who?
Nar.
Oh, Nar.
Yeah. When you guys came back, Nar had already been taken over. So I rolled for the NPCs while you guys were gone.
Best person to be taken over.
It was perfect.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
best
'Cause-
person.
And I kind of wanted to make sure that not everybody would be taken over, because at this point I really needed Java to tell you guys about the infinite gulp.
All right. I love
Forgot
it.
that we didn't know about that.
And he definitely would not reveal that if he was taken over. So I was like, well, it makes sense that Java, he was inspired. He's going to follow your directions. He's going to
man.
keep the lab locked. He's going to follow procedure.
I meant to pick
So-
up some kvass for you guys. So you could try it.
See, the interesting part when I just want to circle back, when I was taking over, I was going between Java or Pyra was the two that I wanted to
The
take
NPCs
over.
that you wanted to take.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I couldn't decide which, but then I read that this was immune to fire, and so I was like, Pyra is the obvious option
Mhm.
in that brain.
Mhm.
After you,
Mhm.
obviously.
Mhm.
You know.
But you did take over Bojangles.
I did take over
Because Bojangles had not been,
immediately.
yeah. So that was one of the initial. So immediately he's like, okay, I go for Bojangles, and then he rolled and you won. So you took over Bojangles, and you had to do a
So when and where did that happen?
Dog kennels.
Yeah, on the way to the dog kennel.
on the way to the.
Oh, okay.
We're like, hey, let's go. And then we came back, and I was like, oh, I'll go get the dog real quick. And then I was like,
And you went into the dog kennels, and the dog was barking,
yep.
and you kind of covered it with it was a Bojangles thing.
Yeah,
Because it was
Bojangles.
barking at, well, because you think you had taken Bojangles by that point,
Yeah.
but it was barking at both of you.
Yeah.
But it could have looked like it was just Bojangles
Yeah.
because you both entered together.
Yep. Yeah.
So then you kind of gave up on the dog plot. you know,
Well, yeah, because I didn't need
it wasn't going to help you.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna help me. It was gonna only worsen me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I like being bad PvP a little bit. And then it was good that you guys figured out everything and just left us. You know.
I'm just glad I could get away.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. That was a great reading of spells.
I can't believe I picked.
Oh.
Yeah, picking those spells. They all were great for Alan having gaseous form
Yeah.
to get away from you, and then also had acid splash as a cantrip.
Mhm.
Was huge for this
Yeah.
campaign. I don't think I use it much, but I had it.
Well, yeah, because I took
Case.
the jug,
Yeah, as for
so I
minute
took the other acid, and then the other acid
Right.
person. That's who I was going for. So then there was
Yeah.
defense against that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was good.
Crazy. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun trying to figure out how to trickle all the clues in and not make it too much,
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
many red herrings and stuff.
There was so many moments where I was like, "What is happening?
Yeah.
And how do I figure this out?"
There
It
was
was
such
it was
a
good.
tense moment in the basement of Jakul, I believe.
In the cavern.
And we were walking back, and they were like circling us. And I remember you stood in the way of one of them.
Mhm.
And there was like a situation where I was like, "Oh," like I said out loud, I was like, "Oh, this is a perfect moment for a trap to happen."
Like an
And
ambush.
I'm by myself, you're in the front, you know.
Did
and it was
they-
like,
Did they think Alan was one of them because he could just start walking on the walls?
that wasn't my mindset.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense.
That's really
But
funny.
at that point, you guys were agreeing to help them,
yeah.
so they
We just didn't have.
it wasn't a
if we
need
found that hand, I think we would have had enough.
Where
to
was the hand?
attack them.
in the vacuum
Yeah.
In their vacuum.
in their vacuum.
Yeah, we just didn't have enough clue. Like, we didn't put all the clues together of like, I thought it because I mentioned in one of the videos,
Episodes.
episode behind the scenes, where it was like that Star Trek episode. Remember?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I was like, okay, I'm on the case, you know, I'm working it. But then I was like, it just went cold of like, I feel like we could fight them, but then I was like, I don't want to kill, like, if they were just actual dumb people, you know?
Sure. It was
Oh.
a time constraint for the storm that really.
That was the other
stood
part
out.
too. Yeah.
We would have spent way more time there if
Yeah.
we didn't have that in the back of our minds.
Mhm.
We even split up in
Initially.
looted
Yeah.
rooms
Right.
together.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I do remember right after you saw the vacuum for the first time, you did say something about empty the tank,
Yeah.
but you guys didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
So, because then you would have found the hand early on
Yeah.
before you had been down in the
Oh,
caverns.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
And initially, I wasn't even going to make there be any staff left at the base.
Yeah.
But at that point, we were kind of running into it was going to be an awkward length of episodes. So, yeah, originally, because we had a split between record weekends and stuff, I ended up making a whole staff, and they had a little bit of a Snow White and Seven Dwarfs vibe,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
With-
I'm glad you did that so that we could just
Oh yeah.
blow them up in the last episode.
Yeah.
Ended wonderfully. Even though you guys could have probably
beautiful.
clearly have saved them, but you know, because you saved everybody at the end anyway. But then you went and blew them up anyway. So it was just
Yeah.
like it was
Yeah, it
just
had to be done.
It was a cool like
Had
mini
to be.
heist and stuff like that too that you guys did.
Yeah, the mini heist was fun. I mean,
Yes.
the epic moment when you guys turn in the jet powered sled
Oh,
Yes.
to leave. I just the whole like cinematics of that just came together so perfectly. It wouldn't
There
do
was
it
a
any
small
other
part
way.
of me that wanted Gordon just to be like, "Do we look cool? Is this cool?"
I wish Jetty could see this.
It was cool also just like sitting back because I was just tied up at that point, sitting back and just enjoying the story, like
Mhm.
just listening
True.
and watching
Yeah.
you guys
Mhm.
play D&D, which was a lot of fun. Because I was like, cool, I'm just hanging out now, you know. I'm off the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially I was kind of thinking with all the tension that you guys might get up out of the cavern and cave it in behind you and trap them down there because you did have pyro with you, but it was like you let them come up with you, so the tension was just like,
Yeah.
and I as a DM the tension was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to like pilot all of these NPCs now and like this whole
Yeah.
battle, and I did not have full character sheets for each of them
Yeah.
or
And then we
anything.
struggled against one mushroom for
Oh my god.
20 minutes in this lab.
Jerry, oh my gosh.
Scary.
Is that why he cut off his hand? Because that's what I thought.
Aggro would have cut his hand. So Aggro was not taken. He was he was fighting off.
Yeah, and did one like stick onto his hand, and so he cut. That's what I imagined happened. Of like, because I almost did the same thing to my own hand when it was on me, and I was like, oh no,
Yeah, definitely. It was that would make sense as a battle wound.
Yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then one of them had a funky leg.
Yeah,
because he had been absorbed by the jelly cube. He had lost his foot because the acid had eaten through when he was a normal human, and then when he didn't have a foot, and so when the mushroom took him over, it was a funky shaped foot because he was like not sure how to regrow it, and it was like a fake one.
We almost plugged that too because there was like a moment where it was like that, and I was like, oh, but then I was like, what is it? Is it not? Like, I felt like it was conceivable for them to just have a like prosthetic foot,
right?
And I was like, all right, well, okay. And then you caught the chef thing.
Yeah, that just stuck out.
If we had enough time, I think we would have snuck back in. Like, we would have done your invisible plan that we talked about, and then
I wonder if they would have talked, or if because they were just kind of brain dead, they would have just like not said anything and just walked around like
because they were just teaming in the cavern.
Like, what else do they have to do? There's no real tasks. They're just like
because they wouldn't normally communicate via speech. As as much.
So I was just like,
they probably
would have been in there, and Alan would have just saw them just like not talking to each other, and that would have been. I mean, that'd have been weird that they're not talking to each other. So
yeah,
one of my favorite quotes though from Hoodwinked. It's like, you can't arrest somebody for being weird. And they call
what a movie.
Yeah. He goes, oh well, you know that weird guy, and he's like, you mean the one in the cage? He's like, yeah, we should probably let him go. And I was thinking that quote when you were in that moment. I was like, I can't just kill this guy because he's weird. Yeah, that's not a good enough situation.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's so good. I love that movie too. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Good wrap up. I felt like everything was clean and stuff.
Yeah.
Pyra got to explode the base that
She was
their
so
bomb.
happy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
It's always good to make the NPCs happy.
fulfill their dreams.
It was satisfying too. I felt like that we were all closer. Everybody got what they wanted. I think at the very end, I would say that you would have gotten all your spikes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Jared's now seen what real danger looks like.
Yeah. He's like, I think this is fine.
Well, and I love the idea that you go back to retiring, and then I also go back to retiring. And I was like, I'm done.
And then Gordon just walks off into the distance.
You wake
It's like, I
up,
just headed
snap
home.
into consciousness, covered in acid, just going.
Yeah, exactly. Have night terrors for
That'll
the
do.
rest of my life. Yeah.
You can never eat Jella.
Yeah.
No,
The idea of Gordon walking out at the very end, and then he accidentally circles back, and he's like, "Oh, this is where I live."
yeah. He's just he's very cyclical, you know. He just always comes back. It's like, yeah, this is my house.
It was great though.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really, really love the characters you guys made. It was a blast. I'm gonna miss them when we do our main campaign, but I'm very confident that your new characters are gonna be just as fun.
You wait.
Let me tell you,
Just you wait, listeners.
hey, I'm gonna make somebody cry. That's my job.
Oh,
That's
I don't know.
and that's whether of laughter or seriousness. And that's honestly, you guys.
It'll be a win either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be, looking forward to the campaign. It's going to be super, super fun. And maybe someday we'll have to come back and revisit these characters.
Oh, yeah,
maybe we'll
for
come up with another side story for them or something.
I definitely have an idea for one off for them. So.
Well, good. Yeah, maybe you can DM that one. That would be fun.
that'd be
And then you can play, Pyro.
Yeah, I could play Pyra full time. That would be so fun.
That'd be awesome.
Jared's retired.
Jared's nowhere to be found.
It's visiting Alan in the retirement homes.
That's the
That's
You have to find Alan. He's a very high level wizard now.
That's
Amazing.
awesome. Yep.
Okay, well, thank you guys for playing and sticking with me through the first campaign that I DM'd for you guys. It was a lot of fun, and let's get to recording season 1.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Hey guys, thank you for listening to Behind the Blunders, our behind the scenes chat episode. These episodes are usually available only on our Patreon, but we wanted to give you guys a little sneak behind the curtain and enjoy some of the fun. If you want to hear these episodes regularly, along with the rest of our Patreon content, please sign up for our Patreon. For $5 a month, you will get episode art, maps, character art, as well as ad-free episodes and our Behind the Blunders episodes. We hope to see you there.